Well, I guess it's a Monday. News night is over. So this is it. And we start the way we start. So say with me. Until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. We shall say it again. Okay, folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansakwal IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa. It's funny when somebody says, Nana, where are you? And I say, I'm at the Republic. And they just know where I am. And those who say, are you at the Republic this weekend? Yep, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa, welcome to another edition of That's My Opinion. Every Monday after the news night, we meet up here And it's just beautiful. We drop our labels and get real. We look at us and criticize us. We give ideas to make us better. Now, this ritual is performed by patriots, with patriots, for patriots. And I hope you are a patriot. Folks, the topic today is quite interesting. The dusty shelf of good laws awaits the RTI law. The dusty shelf of good laws awaits the RTI law. Folks, I was delighted when I heard the news that Parliament has finally passed the bill. After many years, we are now waiting for the president to ascend, and then it's all systems go. Now, internationally, it looks good for Ghana. The next time world rankings for media freedom comes out, I expect us to rank, a bit higher. As of 2018, according to Reporters Without Borders, Ghana was ranked 23rd in the world and first in Africa out of 180 countries worldwide. That's admirable. Can't wait to see where we will be this year. Now, maybe killing of the journalist and a few who were manhandled, might affect us a bit. But I still expect that, we will go a bit forward with the passing of the RTI bill. I'm still expecting some credit. We should inch forward. Now, we have indeed come far. Folks, for many of us, we may not know, but once upon a time, there was a culture of silence. One TV station, state radio broadcast, state newspapers, and that was it. You keep your thoughts to yourself. Little by little, some gallant Ghanaians braved the storm, challenged the system, put their necks on the line. Their voices were heard and they voiced out. Some were even jailed. So this freedom that we have, today, that we say whatever is on our chest, was not handed to us on a silver platter. It was through the incarceration and toil of our elders before us. But you and I know that even the blood and toil of our fathers, we have disregarded it, let alone incarceration. That will be hard for us to appreciate. Nevertheless, from a culture of silence to a right to information, that's a great feat covered, and we shouldn't take it for granted at all. But like the laws before it, it will be doomed to the dusty shelf of great laws. We may even receive money from the World Bank, good governance. As Ghanaians talking to people not from Ghana, we can boast that in Ghana we have a right to information law. But what's the reality? I call Dr. Kwesi Osei, because I remember how he fought to get the mental health bill. Oh, he jumped from radio to TV to anyone who would listen to him. And still fighting to get an ally for Mental Health Act 846. Beautiful law that should change the face of mental health delivery. It's been over a decade. Now that's another one waiting to be welcomed by this same old dusty shelf. Folks, Road Traffic Act 683. LI 2180 and the Ghana Highway Code 1974. It's amazing how we can make fine laws. Folks, I'm sure even if we drive in heaven, these laws will be good there. That's how good they are. And we have it here. For starters, folks, all the sirens that we use in traffic and bully people in any other car, it's a complete violation of the same law. Tricycles and motorcycles, you need me not educate you on that, used for commercial purposes is against the law. That But let me come to the RTI bill. I was just, making a few points of some of the laws that we flout blatantly. But let's come to the RTI. And I wonder what it will bring. What's coming with it that will make us obey or implement it? Are there going to be reward points or money given out to those who obey it or implement it? Or they are just counting on our proverbial goodwill as citizens to abide by it? First of all, the debate has started. The debate has already started. Nana Addo is better than JM because it was passed in Nana Addo's era. Yes. Not the benefits of the law. No. But rather, vote for us because we passed it. And then the others will say, no, don't vote for them. Vote for us because we started it. It was during our era. It was still in Parliament during our era. So vote for us. That's the debate you hear. Folks, as a people, we don't like sacking people from the top. It's a culture. Don't need me to remind you on that. We don't like sacking from the top. Bear no consequence for what they do. Nothing happens. You could be in the ministry, anything can happen, within your ministry or your sector and still keep your job. There are no consequences for that. As a people, we really, don't demand accountability from our own unless the entity is in an opposition party. We don't demand accountability. No, not from our own. It has to cross carpet. That's also a culture that we have put down. We have a lot of information, folks, on a daily basis, and they are credible information that we get. Some are of serious wrongdoings, neglect of duty, blatant wrong judgment. Folks, all it does is just gives us material to talk about for a week, and then we move on. It's just good, sensational news, easy material for radio and TV. We go on for a week, and then we move on. Folks, let me use Ayawaso West Wuogon by-election. We all saw what happened there. Folks, even Lucifer would agree that something went wrong in Ayawaso. So Bernard Morda organizes a march to say this can't be allowed, enough is enough. How many MPP high-ranking officers did you see in that march? Folks, that's what we do. And that's what we will do with the law. We will be divided. Those in power would see everything, nothing wrong about it. And those in opposition will see everything wrong about whatever information you go and bring out. Whatever information you fetch out, whoever is in power then will see nothing wrong about it. And those in opposition will see everything wrong about it. Radio and TV, we will see it as easy content. We will then give the political parties free platform to come and battle it out until the information is just, beating to the ground, and then we move on to the next. But as to heads rolling, people losing their jobs, properties being seized, to pay back state monies misappropriated, if it should anything be found, that I'm not sure. Folks, call me a pessimist, but I have watched enough public account interrogations and heard some really, not so right stuff, after which the persons are left to go and sin no more. If they are lucky, they get a bit of newspaper and radio airtime. We're all like, wow, all that monies, and they bought that for that amount, even though it's sold for this amount. And we talk about it and then we move on. In 2016, Occupant Ghana had to literally go to the Supreme Court to get the Auditor General to use the powers given him by the Constitution. Article 187, Clause 7B. They literally had to take him. Can you imagine? They took the office to the Supreme Court just to tell them to do their work. Looks like, when kids are in the home, right? And they're supposed to do homework and one is not doing the homework. It's telling turns on the TV and one says, I'm telling of you. I'm telling of you. And then literally run to dad and say, look, dad, I beg he's not doing the homework. He's turn the TV on. And dad has to literally come down and say, look, I beg you, turn the TV off and do your homework. That's what happened to the Auditor General. Ace and Occupy Ghana literally had to go to Supreme Court and tell the auditor off. And because the law says if someone misappropriates state money, he should, it should be disallowed or they should be made to pay back. Even if they have to sell their house, it has to be sold. But no, not us. That will be too much. And guess what? The Supreme Court said, yes, Auditor General and Attorney General, please go and do your job as mandated by the 1992 Constitution. Supreme Court. All the judges who sat on the case agreed that, listen, you got to get up and do your job. Yet the office of the Auditor General before the Supreme Court was still writing back to Occupy Ghana. Writing back to do what? Literally fighting them. Literally fighting them. They want to teach me my job. But they taught him his job. Folks, that's how far it had to go for the office to implement their work, their job. And so I am asking, if this is our attitude, then what will the right to information bring if we don't do our job? And there are no consequences. Nothing would happen. Even if you get the information and it's wrong, that's it. So what? And I hope and pray that we won't get there again where, the right to information law. I know it won't be, anytime soon, but when it comes, unless we adopt this culture where people will be responsible for their office, then no matter the information we get, folks, it will just be a matter of, and so what? Assuming this right to information, you fish out an information and it says, an MPP high-ranking officer was wrong, and you took him to police headquarters. By the time you get there, half the MPP members will be there to demand their person. Whether he's right or wrong, they don't care. Fire their mind. That's what we do to ourselves, folks. Assuming this right to information fishes out that a high-ranking political figure was wrong, and you took that person to the police station. You, the policeman or the police office or whatever it is, you'll be stressed till thy kingdom come. With the number of people that will come to demand their man or woman. They don't care what he's done. Give us our man. So, folks, if we don't change that attitude, then I'm saying that it will just be a matter of, and so what? You've gotten the information, and so what? Folks, there are no laws that says, we should name our children. Yet everyone, no matter the circumstances, poor or rich, we name our children and go through ceremonies, small or big, depending on how much money we have. Yet there are no laws for it. Most male childs in Ghana, will be circumcised. Yes, there are no laws for it. What I'm driving at is, unless we collectively want it, it won't matter how eloquent it is. We won't work with it. Folks, we're given 10 years to make disabled ramps and, buildings disabled friendly. Folks, not even a Parliament House complied to it. And that's where the law was passed. That's what I am driving to. That yes, the law is good. It's brilliant to have a right to information, but it's superb. There are nations far more organized and, maybe, should I say, far advanced as us, who wouldn't dare to go into this realm. It's a dangerous realm. It's one of those, right to information, folks. But we are there. So we should tap ourselves on the back, definitely. But if our attitude remains the same as it is now, where every information, you divide it into two, no matter how blatant it is two. Today we can't supply energy. Those who once upon a time said it was doom so, today are saying are not doom so. And those who back then were saying it's not doom so are now saying it's doom so. So it's with everything we are divided. Today is black. And as soon as we go on the other side, the same black thing is orange. When the tables are turned, it's black again. So if we are going to be like that, if Ghana is never going to be placed anywhere on any pedestal, then what are you going to use the information for? Those who said Manasseh was Jesus Christ once upon a time, today are saying that, look, this guy is Barnabas. When he brought the fourth story, he was the best thing since sliced bread. He brings out people training in Osu, oh, this guy is a useless journalist. And so what I'm saying is, if that's how we treat information, then what we want it for? Folks, would you believe it that it's literally against the law to obstruct sidewalks? But to many of us, if you are rich, the sidewalk is a place to plant your grass and keep up the grass. If you are poor, it's a place to put your kiosk or your your container and start training. With all this in mind, folks, with all this in mind, and how beautiful the law is, I want to know your opinion. You call me. Maybe you are happy with the RTI. This is what you think would root out and reduce corruption. Or maybe you think, you know what, this is going to be confined to the dusty shelf of beautiful laws, just like the laws before it. But above all, I still want to say congratulations to Ghana for venturing into it. Whether the law is complete, whether it has loopholes in it, just the thought, just the idea, whatever it is, I'd say well done. But to you and I who this law has to benefit, are we ready to bite the bullet, put Ghana first, so that we look at information regardless of who caused it and let heads roll, get monies back, surcharge people for the wrongs they have done? Literally call people and ask them that if this was your father's company, if this was your company, would you take this decision or spend this amount? Until then, you tell me what will happen. 0302-216-541. 0302-216-541. Okay, so who's my first caller?
Yes, hello, Nana.
Hi.
Stephen here.
Good. Stephen, let me hear you.
It's like the people of Ghana wanted the ITI bill, so government says we're giving it to you. But we will never implement it. Mark it on the wall. You want information, I won't give it to you. Go to court. It will take you donkey years before a simple information will be given to you. Nana, we passed the Whistleblowers Act.
Mm-hmm.
What has happened to it? In the ability to curb corruption, what has happened to it? It's still gathering gas on the shelf. Look, we are good at passing laws, but we are not interested in following through the law, because if the laws are going to be followed, some people will be found wanting. And so we are not interested. So civil society will pursue it, yes, but we'll do it, but we'll not follow it through. And that's the bane of this country.
Thank you very much. That's Stephen all the way in Mankasimba. Right here in Tema is Haruna. Hello, Haruna.
Hey, Nana. Good evening. How you doing?
I'm very well, my brother.
Hey, good. Yeah, Nana, I think the RTI bill is the right step in the right direction.
Good.
But as you rightly said, when the other folks come in, it's black, and when the other players come in, the same black turns into orange. But I think it's up to folks like you to preach it so that we all see the good side of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we shall do our best. And yes, the RTI bill is fantastic. But the thing is that when somebody goes out into an institution or whatever it is and comes out with a fishy story, folks, we should build that culture where we sack from the top. If you're a manager and somebody, things get lost and you sack the watchman, really? Forget about the watchman. Sack the guy at the top and you watch and see the next watchman that comes. You'll be amazed. But Kote is on the phone. Hello, Kote.
Yeah, Nana, please, good evening.
Good evening.
And I mean myself, I'm confused. I don't even know what to say. But, Nana, please, why wouldn't you leave the crusade so that we'll follow you? Because anytime you come on Monday, everything that you are saying is super. And we need a leader, someone who will lead us so that we'll follow. It seems like you know everything. or you know all the problems, definitely you know all the solutions. So when you bring out the solution, they will follow you. So what do you think about that?
Because sometimes
we need someone to take a lead so that will follow. Definitely, because these politicians will never help us.
Well, Kote, sometimes I'm just as lost as you are, but I just think, it's something that we have to judge and think about it. I don't know all. I mean, sometimes I'm just as guilty as you are. Sometimes I'm probably even more guilty because I'm the one making noise. So like you said, I have to take the lead. So sometimes I'm just equally as guilty. But Samson is on the line. Let us hope that Samson will stick to our story today. Hey, Samson.
Hello, Bishop.
You have to promise that you're sticking to the issue. Make a promise before you open your mouth.
And I promise you.
Let me hear you out. We are talking about the Right to Information Bill.
And I do know, because they have influence in court, so they will tell you to go to court.
Mm-hmm.
But they think they are patriots. They make peace by using guns. We are using them, how do you call it? Diplomacy. We use diplomacy to make peace. They use guns in making peace. And they will tell you go to court because they have influence in court. Thank you, Nana.
Thank you too, and I want to say an extra thank you because Samson really stuck to the subject today. He did not even. Samson is my son, man. So if you hear me him fighting, don't get angry at all. But Big Joe is on the phone. Hello, Big Joe.
Hello.
Yes, boss.
Yeah. Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening. I greet you and lower your radio set for me.
Okay, right. Hold on. Let me just know. Right. I'm calling all the way from Ajuso.
Let me hear you.
Yeah. I wonder if I'm a Ghanaian. Because, Nana, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
These laws have been there since time immemorial, and they are not working out for us. Now, we have got the RTR bill. What are the inputs? What are we doing? Even to get it going, it's going to take about 2-3 years. But the point is that let us make sure that we put all the measures in place so that it works for all of us. But the bottom line is that some of us are doubting that Ghana can move forward as it is supposed to be. Because I wonder where we are going, Ghana. I must be very frank. I've been listening to you and lying on my bed and then doubting all the shouts you have been making, whether it's going to work out or not. That is my worry. Good evening.
Good evening, but we can't lose hope, Big Joe. We can't lose hope. However bleak it is, we just can't lose hope. I'm from Ejusu. I'm going straight to New Botiano. Kwame.
Yes, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening, Kwame.
How are you?
I'm very well, my brother.
Good. We thank God. Well, it's been my thought. It looks like tonight we are on the same page. Great minds think alike. Yes, so I also want to agree with you that looking at the way we manage our issues in this country, somebody can be recalcitrant and take that position that even if it's law, I will not provide the information you want. Because under normal circumstance, if you become a public officer, it's instead of you to be accountable to the people. You get the point?
Mm-hmm.
So we not necessarily we shouldn't have even gone in for this legislation to force public officers to give information to people as they request for those. So ethically, it would have been on the good side for all of us, for these public officers to provide us with information.
Mm-hmm.
Even if anybody asks, if any citizen ordinarily comes to you that I need information concerning this contract or this agreement, I mean, it shouldn't be so much of a burden on you to provide such information. But it looks like they always have something to hide, or they think they are not serving the public, so they will do anything they want. So, well, I don't know how it's going to work out, but I know that the fears you are expressing is not different from the fears I'm expressing to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Nana Inspector says, remind me, is this the same right to information law that Tony Blair said he regretted passing? I really doubt if it would be fully implemented here in Ghana. Nana Inspectors wrote, yes, it's the same law that Tony Blair of all UK said that, you know what, is a law that he really regretted passing. And this is a system where everything works, you know, fairly well. I mean, yeah, I know the things in the UK works fairly well. And they say they regret passing the Right to Information Bill. Here we are, you know, one day, anytime there's this guy who works at the Agric Ministry, right? He lives in the Airport Hills area. He has one GV V8, one with like 8 cars. 8 cars parked in the house. Ministry of Agric. 8 cars. What's in crime? 8 cars. Big luxury. And so if assuming you wrote to them to say how much fuel does he use, how much did they buy all these cars, you know, for this individual, and how many individuals are using these cars, I wonder if they want to give you the information. But the beauty, or what I am saying, is that assuming they even told you that yes, we bought, you know, 1 million Ghana cedis worth of cars for this person, and so let's hit the road and demand who's going to come. That's the thing. What are we going to do with that information? 0302-216-541. After we've gotten the information, are we going to act on it, or are we going to fall back on Ace and Occupy Ghana again to say, hey, we've gotten some information, go to the Supreme Court again? 0302-216-541. It's not going to be today that the law will come into fusion, but I'm just saying, once it comes, are we going to change our attitude to make it work for us? But why would we even make this law work? Why? I mean, there are many laws that we have disregarded. What makes you think we're going to abide by this one? What is it about this law that will suddenly change our attitude and abide by it? You know what's going to happen? If NDC is in power, then that's what MPP is just going to find out, you know, literally an office that's just writing for information on a daily basis. And then when the tables turn, the opposition is literally going to hire somebody who sits there and just be demanding information, punching holes to make sure that they also get a turn to come to power. But Kojo is on the line from Spectres. Hello, Kojo.
Nana?
Yes, Kojo.
Good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Ghana. Sometimes I marvel at what we are heading to. I mean, I can't just imagine what our leaders sit up there and think. Sometimes you assume that they are put in a position to be able to help enforce the laws they make. But, well, I just pray and hope that there is a good intent for this bill, and that intent can be meant and help us fix some of the minute issues that we have as Ghanaians. I pray that the good Lord would help us fit a good Ghana. Sometimes I imagine what my kids will come and meet to, Nana. I sit and I'm like, is this the Kwame Nkrumah Ghana? Is this where we are heading? Was that the vision he saw? Was that the ideas he had? We are still enjoying some of the things Kwame Nkrumah has done. Nothing has been added. We are still using it. Nothing is being done. Nana, I think that we need to pray for our leaders. Because at the end of the day, when all is said and done, we come back to the root and say, Nana, thank you. And good.
Thank you, Kojo. But, well, you know, don't say nothing has been done. They can crack on. Maybe not as much as we're supposed to. Maybe not as much as we're supposed to. But we've added a thing or two. 0302216541. I am saying that the dusty shelf of fantastic laws are just waiting for the RTI bill to come so that they wedge it right on the corner there and say, hey, we've been here, and so we welcome you. I'm sure the RTI bill will go, and the other laws will get a bottle of schnapp from the RTI bill. They welcome on board the dusty shelf. and 0302216541. Frank is on the line from Odan. Hello, Frank.
Hello, Nana.
Yes, boss.
Nana, if I understand you perfectly, it's like we are good at, passing laws, but we are not able to implement the laws.
That's one part, yes.
But then there's no need to pass the law.
Well,
if we cannot implement the law, then why pass it? There's a need to, put in place measures that will, facilitate the implementation of the law. That's what we should be doing as a nation. We know the RTI is good for the country because it's one of the tenets of democracy, right to information. So if we are practicing democracy and we have fought for this law for almost a decade, then why not put in place measures to, implement the law? Right to information bill has been advocated. A lot of people fought for this law. So those, people who fought for the law must put pressure on the government to ensure that the law is operationalized. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Derek is on the line. Hello, Derek.
Hello, sir. Nana, my boss.
Yes, boss.
Nana, I greet you, sir.
I greet you back. Let me hear you.
Nana, I think it's good that this law is in passed. And to me, the simple thing I would say is, like the criminal libel law was outlawed, the same thing is what has come now. And then I can assure those that are politicians that Ghanaians are wide awake. And then we are ready to challenge the thing at the court. We'll go for them. They should be ready for us. And at the end, like the British Prime Minister said, they will, at the end, regret passing this law. And it's right, they pass it. We thank them, they pass it, but they should be ready for us. We are coming for them.
That's what I like to hear. Get the information and act on it. Get the information and act on it. Dr. Asimeni, all the way in Kumasi. Hello, Doc.
Yeah, Nana, good evening.
Good evening, Doc.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you. Trying.
Yes. I'm glad that the law has been passed.
Great.
But the point is that we need to put into context the law and how it applies to our Ghanaian situation. If we don't do that, what is going to happen is that we're going to pass the law, it's going to go through, and then it's not going to be applicable. Because the Ghanaian situation is quite different from wherever we find the law. But my doubt is that with our politicians, allow our laws to go through as they are supposed to be. I have a big doubt, Nana. But with your presence and the colleagues of others of us, we hope that it will get through. Good evening.
Good evening, Dr. Semeni, all the way from Kumasi. I want to say good evening to Mrs. Mary Ejapon, also tuned in. Registrar, Presbyterian University College Ghana, Abetifi. Good evening. And if you're listening and if you are anywhere near Abetifi on the 12th of April, you must know that I'll be talking on rethinking our cultural identity for nation building, the role of tertiary institutions in Ghana. On the 12th of April, come to Abetifi and hear me talk about rethinking our cultural identity for nation building, the role of tertiary institutions in Ghana. On the 12th of April, auditorium in Abetifi, 3 p.m. But Thelma is on the phone. Hello, Thelma.
Hello.
Yes, Thelma.
Hello.
Hello, Thelma.
Yeah, good evening, Nana.
Good evening. Let me hear you.
Okay. For me, I think media has a lot of role to play in this case because they are the fourth estate of the realm. They have to make sure that the information, when it gets passed, they should sure that it gets attended to. So the media, in collaboration with the state institutions, can make sure that these things get attended to.
I guess we have a big role to play. I think I agree with you. We have a big role to play. Instead of just using the information as content for radio, we should really hunt down and make sure that consequences, are there. Lord is in Pram Pram. Hello, Lord.
Yeah. Thanks so much for the program. I think these laws we have in Ghana, I am a researcher into security and crime. And then there's one interesting thing I've been looking at which is not working with our laws. The issue of deterrence. I think no matter the number of laws we pass, if there's nothing deterring to the laws are not effective. So I think that we should do something to work out this deterring state of the laws that we have. Somebody does something, he's not punished, and then the next person sees it as something that he could probably do the same thing and he will go unpunished. Then the number of people who look at it come in and say, oh, let's do it. Although the law is there, nobody is punished for whatever they commit. So I'm thinking that we should really work on things that would deter people from committing crime. It is not the number of laws that we pass. It is what measures we put against the little laws that we have in the nation, and that will work a long way to be helpful to us. Thank you for your program.
Thank you too. Good point there. Good point. Ajima is in Tema. Hello, my brother.
Nana, good evening.
Good evening, Ajima.
Yeah, Nana, this one, I will challenge you that the law can work. Sometimes you do say that NPP and NDC are all the same, but to my point of view, they are not all the same. Even in America, the Democrat is not the same as the Republican. One party will come and do it well, the other one will come and spoil it. This bill started long ago, and this time around it has passed on. When you compare it to the Dagon cases, it was new fought long time ago, and now it has been settled. So, depending on the agenda of every political party, is what they get to do. So, I believe this bill will work perfectly. Secondly, I also want to disagree with you at another point. You know, Manasseh issue.
Yeah.
Manasseh is a vibrant politician. There's no two ways about that. During NDC's time, he went to Burkinabe, Tanazuri, went and did perfect interview. This time around, nobody will say that he has been paid. But recent one, it was at the heat of the time that Otampofu's audio came out, and it was alleged that he said that they have put a lot of media stations, including the FM. Not quite long, this video came around, and it, lacked a lot of credibility. Those people who viewed it said that nothing shows that it is a militia group. That's why people were at his throat. So that's a statement I have for you.
Okay, I disagree with you though, but let's roll with it. But I disagree with you. Patrick is in Ablekuma. Hello, Patrick.
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening, Patrick.
Nana, seriously, I want to ask one question. Tell me, exactly among our state institutions, just mention to me one state institution that you can pinpoint and say that this institution is really working and is functioning to the satisfaction of Ghanaians.
Graphic.
Daily Graphic.
Daily Graphic is doing fine. I mean, I think nothing is 100%, but I mean, Daily Graphic, Goyle is doing fine.
Right, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that. But Nana, serious, I do petty, let me say, part-time taxi driving.
Okay.
And the level of, taxi drivers, more of the time, we have feelers in town and what people are really talking about.
Of course.
And the level of tension that it's in town with regards to how the economy, for that matter, pure disrespect for laws and order in this country, trust me, it's getting out of hand. I particular, for instance, I voted for this government for a lot of reasons, that this government will come and, not heaven on earth, but the very things that the past government did, where we voted them out, are the same thing this government is doing. And now, please, Ghanaians they're grieving in town. When I should take about 10 people sit in my car, I'll tell you about 7 to 8 are giving up.
Wow.
It's not good. It's not good. I will urge the president to really change things. It's not about this 100 and over ministers. I mean, we can't see anything. The roads, to say the least. People are getting frustrated, Nana.
Patrick, thank you very much, and I'm sure many people share your sentiment. But I remember we did a show, and I said Ghana's problems was bigger than any single party, But then, people didn't agree a lot. But I think our problems go beyond MPP or NDCU. We have come to a point where we all need to come to the table, right, and find out how it is together we can solve it. This multi-party thing and this divide and rule business and expecting success at the end, it's a bit far-fetched for me. And those, who have been there, done that, there aren't many examples like us. There aren't many examples of a budding country that split itself up and, constantly have 50% of the country wishing it bad and hoping that it will work. But what I was talking about today literally was our attitude towards information we receive. With or without the RTI bill, we get a lot of information because we have a good and vibrant media. But when the information is put out there, I mean, people, you can get information that somebody's diverted the river. Somebody's in there mining, destroying the whole river. I mean, how damning an information can that be? Yet nothing happens. Absolutely nothing happens. It's just content for morning radio. The next morning, another issue comes out. I said we are the only country that was not at war but was poisoning its own waters. I mean, it's serious. The only country in the world which is not at war but poisoning its own waters. I mean, that was the biggest espionage in war, where you send spies to go and poison another country's water. Here we are, not at war, but we are poisoning our own water. Well, let me say on the 13th of April, the Awodanswa Reading Project is having a health screening at Edumasa. And they always come and do fantastic things. 12th of April, Abetifi University College. I'll be there giving a wonderful speech. I want to say happy belated birthday to my brother KT Dansumisa Rasgega. All you APSU people may know, the young APSU people may know my lovely brother KT Dansumisa. It was his birthday, turned 40. That makes me old, man. So as I said, on the 13th, Image Ghana, in collaboration with Award Dansua Reading Project, will be having a free health screening, eye screening, HIV test, malaria screening, blood sugar, blood pressure testing, and many more. They will be dispensing medicine, over-the-counter medicine, and eyeglasses. All this will be going on Saturday, 13th April 2019 at the Republic of Akwemu Edumasa. And as usual, we are reaching out to you who have always been there for us to help. The number is 054 3618182. 054 3618182. Those of you who are curious to see what the Republic look like, more than welcome. So call the number and give us any help at all that you can to make it a successful one. I can proudly say that we've lifted literacy from 36% to 89%. So I think as a chief, I've done very well with literacy in my little republic, and I'm patting myself on the back. Then, like I said, on the 12th, it's all the way at Abetifi University College, talking about identifying our culture, identity, and the role of the tertiary institution. Stay tuned, Kweku Menu is right here to give you the news bulletin. Sami Fosim will be here to overdrive you while you're thinking, just in case. Imagine I came back and I said, I got some information, some minister embezzled $5,000. I'm sure you will say, Nana, what a waste of time. You would laugh at me. We have raised the corruption bar so high that unless I come and say he embezzled 10 million, you wouldn't even listen to me. But even $800 will be embezzlement. Let's lower our standards with regards to how much people are allowed to take. Stay tuned. My name is Danan Sakwa. This is my opinion. I'll come back to you next Monday with a wonderful opinion. Abeku Sankufi was on the ones and twos.